Well, that was out of the blue. You can say so for the result, but trust me, nobody saw that performance coming. Nobody saw that performance coming. Maybe from the Spaniards, maybe there might be people out there that actually thought that Spain, we're gonna step up today. But I'm talking about France, just purely on France. Nobody expected France. Nobody expected it. Nobody expected France to put the performance that they put in yesterday. I don't even know how to describe it. Like food poisoning amongst the camp. Like I don't know what happened. Like we need explanations because surely this can't be the same France that we were watching and that people were gallivanting on about the entire tournament. Like surely not. You know. And like the title saying, apologies do need to be as loud as the disrespect. I'm gonna talk on Spain because they need their props. Honestly, like the whole world weren't feeling their thing, but now that they're up, people wanna glaze like, no, bro, don't jump over these fans, bro. Y'all niggas better stay over there. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're probably thinking to themselves. Um, yeah, like the whole world were kind of against them. Well, not against them, but nobody saw Spain really like knocking or dethroning France because France has been superb this tournament. But it's like you see Spain, right? Spain is the definition of footballers. Footballers. That Spanish team has footballers, bro. Pure technicians. High IQ for their game. That's really it. The French team, in my opinion, has more of everything compared to the Spanish team. France is the faster team, the stronger team, more pace, more power, more flair, more this, more that. You know what I'm saying? More superstars on the team, more all of that. But all of that didn't matter. Come the full time whistle. All of that did not matter. Come to the full time whistle. Like Spain's just football intelligence just outshone. What's that saying again? Kaido has this phrase that he uses. Sorry guys, I love this phrase. It's in One Piece. It's called, or it goes along the lines of, like, I might be paraphrasing here, right? But it's like Haki conquers all. You know, you can't beat, like, bro, football intelligence just conquers all, in my opinion, bro. And Spain has that in abundance, bro. Especially in particular that midfield. I know the fullbacks do need their love, right? The fullbacks do need their love. Porro and Cucurella. Oh, Cucurella was hooping, ain't gonna lie, because those guys had huge tasks on their hands. I thought they'd done well and then some, because Porro, the right back, went ahead and got a goal for himself as well. So I thought they done an amazing job. But the midfield, bro, the football intelligence was just great to see. Rodrigo, bro, Rodri. Like, I was speaking to someone the other day, right? We were chatting about who do we think is the best midfielder in the world. Bellingham's name came up because of his performances in the World Cup, but I mentioned Rodri, bro. Ain't gonna lie. I think Rodri, since his injury, has struggled to get back to the. He's still been world class, but he struggled to get back to the Ballon d'Or level Rodri, the levels that saw him win the Ballon d'Or. But I think this tournament, right, and in particular that game was a glimpse, of the Rodri, of Ballon d'Or Rodri that, we've seen over the last, before his injury at Man City, right? Rodri was world class in that midfield, that DM. There's no one like him in world football at the moment. Unlike me, there's no one like him in world football at the moment in that DM position. He's taken that shit to a whole nother game, and it's like, it's great to see. It's crazy to see. I've got no hate or no animosity. I've got no reason to hate Rodri in it. So it's like I can just sit back and just appreciate his game. Amazing footballer, wonderful footballer, man. Like, he's so integral to Spain and to Man City. Because it's like, bro, as soon as you took Rodri out of that Man City team, we saw the performances that Man City were dropping. It just wasn't the same machine. It wasn't the same oiled machine that Man City were with Rodri in that team. So Rodri, amazing. Danny Olmo, by the way, bro. It's like anytime I watch this guy in international tournaments, Euros especially, I don't know what happens with club football because, listen, I don't watch La Liga week in, week out, but the few games I watch in La Liga and the games I watch with Barcelona in the Champions League, like, Olmo, I would say he fluctuates performance wise. Like, he isn't as consistent as he is when it's tournament time for his country. I don't know. I guess the country flag does bring out the most out of these guys. But Olmo was world class again in this midfield today. World class in the Euros tournament 2024. World class again in this tournament this year. I thought he done amazing, man. Like, he's a technician in his own right. Like, Spain got a couple of these players, and it's like the squad depth was squad depthing. Like, it was deep. I ain't gonna lie, chat. When I saw Pedri coming on, the likes of Pedri, Lorente, Marino, and it's like, bro, the abundance that this Spanish team have in that midfield is crazy, bro. Like, Pedri, top three midfielders in the world for me. And the fact that they're just able to, like, kind of see him as a luxury just to bring him on like that after the game has essentially been one and done. Was insane to see. Ain't gonna lie. So, like, bro, this, because Marino's been clutch as well this tournament, but there wasn't really anything for him to clutch up to because Spain was just too much for France on the day. People kind of saw this French team as a super team. Especially with that attack. That attack is potent as heck, but this Spanish team, similar to the 2024. I think people actually forgot how good Spain was. But similar to that 2024 Euros run, Spain is a very well balanced team, well oiled machine, just a great team, overall. Like, that's all that you could honestly say. Question for you lot, is there any worries about Lamine? You know, I made a video on him a couple of days ago. I was essentially saying, he hasn't been as impactful, end product wise as maybe we expected him to be coming into the tournament, because we set this guy with such high standards. I kind of saw Lamine performing at the same levels that Mbappe and Kane and Bellingham and those guys are performing at. He's not stinking up the gaff. He's not. But he definitely isn't performing at that level, and it is a bit disappointing. There is a bit of disappointment around that. Again, yesterday during the game, he wasn't stinky at all. I don't think he had a bad game. Not to say, but he definitely wasn't like the Lamine like we've been seeing in big games for Barcelona, or like, Lamine in the Champions, like, what I'm saying, we're waiting for that. Or even Lamine in the Euro 2024 run. I still believe Lamine hasn't landed into the World Cup yet, and we're literally one game away. It is a bit disappointing from that kind of side, but yeah, he just hasn't been impactful as we would have thought. And yes, I know he did win the penalty yesterday, which was a huge part of the game. One could argue that was impactful in its own right, but in the grand scheme of things, right? In the grand scheme of things, do you guys think there should be major worries? I don't know, man, because bro, Spain, they found themselves in the finals, so they've proven that they can win. They're such a well-oiled machine. They're such a great team all round. They've proven that okay, Lamine does not need to be elite. Doesn't need to really reach elite levels for them to win, because they're finding ways to just grind out wins. They're getting a lot of players chipping in, especially Marino. Marino stepped up big time. I was literally just mentioning him in the other segment. Stepped up big time for them in crucial moments. So they are having players stepping up. The goals seem to be like spread around the team. Pedro, Porro as well yesterday. It's like, they're finding ways to win without Lamine being at his A game. So it's like in the final, if Lamine is required to be at his A game, and let's say he does step up to his A game, it could be too much, for whoever Spain playing the final, whether it's Argentina or England, because Lamine, in my opinion, is still yet to arrive. So it's like, if we do get Lamine on his A game in the final, then plus coupled up with how Spain have been managed to play overall as a team, they could, again, like quite similar to the 2024 Euro run, they could win that final comfortably. They could win it comfortably. Because, other than that Cole Palmer goal, they were cruising in that game, let's be honest. But yeah, man, like, Lamine, yeah, he has been a bit disappointing, guys. Let's not lie. Like, it is a bit disappointing, I ain't gonna lie. On to France, man. Like, what the heck happened, bro? What the heck happened? Like, coming into this game, the amount of noise that was around this French team, like the amount of hype, gas that was around this French team, people expected France to just pull up with an automatic win, And you can't really blame people for doing that. Like, the amount of goals they were pumping out on teams over the tournament, right? Their front line, it just felt like it was just inevitable. Like, the amount of quality, the amount of array in depth in attacking quality that France disposed, like bringing on Turkey off the bench and Barcola as well. Doué, sorry. It's mental. It's mental, right? And I think overall their team isn't that bad. I think their defense could be a bit, but overall, like behind the attack, it is a decent team. And when you add the attack that they have, like you was just expecting them to get past Spain, and then, bro, they were the favourites to win it all. Like, if we're keeping it spade to spade, So it was a major surprise that they lost. Do you guys think the hype got to their heads? Do you think that they got lackadaisical? They probably thought that they were gonna turn up and turn over Spain just like that. Maybe that could be the explanation, because it can't be a quality explanation. It can't. I'm struggling. Style of play, maybe, because it just feels like France is like, give the ball to the stars and let them do their thing. I don't know though, because it's not quality. Like, again, all around their team is elite, so it can't be quality. Maybe it's just probably they believed in their own hype and they thought they were gonna turn over Spain. That's the only valid explanation. And if that's the case, they got humbled. Boy, did they get humbled, Because honestly, they couldn't get the ball off Spain. Like, Spain, again, like the technicians that I said that they have on their team, like Spain were just able to keep the ball away from France. And in a way, it kind of reminds you of the Spain of old. I'm not trying to compare these players with the Iniestas and whatnot, but like, that's, if you think about it, that's Spain's identity, that's Spain's ID, that's the way they play, like just having pure technicians and just keeping the ball away from the opposition from minute 0 to minute 90. That's the way Spain play. And they've had that template this tournament. They definitely had that template in the match against France. Like, Dembele and Mbappe were starved of chances. I thought, I mentioned the Spanish fullbacks earlier on, Porro and Cucurella, like they were doing their thing. Cucurella is a nutter. He's a crazy lad, that fella, but he could give you great performances. He's got the heart, he's got the passion, he's got the desire, and I kind of like players like that. I kind of like players like that. Thought it was a great performance. Cucurella, I do not want to see a repeat of that though. I do not want to see a repeat of that. But yeah, their defense done well. Just to and them keeping the ball away from France really starved their star players. Olise, what the heck was that guy doing? That was a poor game from him. It felt like France just wasn't able to establish that link from the defense and the holding midfielders to Elise. So Elise could link and do his thing to Mbappe and then Dembele. It felt like that link between Elise and the rest of the team. France just wasn't able to establish that because I kind of see Elise as the link between midfield and attack, or the rest of the team to Mbappe and then to get in service to Mbappe and Dembele. But yeah, and the defensively, they were shaky attack, bro. Like, Upamecano had a couple of... He's got that Boza gene for sure. I don't know what it is, like, Upamecano, Konate, like, that man got that Bozo gene. Like, if Konate played that game, I'm sure it wouldn't have been too different. Because Upamecano had a lot of, like, scares in that game. Digne as well, Bozo moment. So defensively, they were shaky, I must say. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please, drop a like. That would be greatly appreciated, bro. And drop a subscription as well. Click the subscribe button for me. I ain't gonna lie, guys. Like, if you guys could do that, I appreciate it, because like that helps my channel and whatnot, like new channel and whatnot starting. Mentioned whatnot like a lot in that passage. But onto the last part of the video, I just want to say, bro, that was a great humbling. It was a great humbling. Like, Spain, they just showed football, man. Just outclassed France on the day. They didn't really believe into the outside noise. They weren't really having it, and it felt like they were playing like they had a point to prove. Like, they felt disrespected. And to be honest, you can understand, because at the end of the day, these guys were world class players, but they were talking like it was flipping Bayern Munich versus Sheriff, or Bayern Munich versus Bordeaux Glimt. Like, Spain have world class players in their own right, and they showed that, displayed that they weren't really having that outside noise. Again, they just showed what football was about, really. Proper footballing performance, proper footballing schooling that was right there. And that high IQ passages of play that Spain had, it was a very similar mode that they had to the Euro 2024 run that they had, where it was just like technicians in the midfield and then hard-working fullbacks, and then obviously, I mean, Lamine isn't putting up the same performances he was putting up, but very similar. I mean, I don't think Nico Williams has been a mainstay in the starting 11, but that idea of like possession football, build up play, is definitely still there. I feel like watching that performance yesterday was very similar, or was a similar formula that won them the Euro 2024 final. They're in the final again. Can they win the World Cup this year? Do you guys think they win the World Cup this year? You guys let me know in the comments down below. Does Spain win the World Cup this year after that performance? Because we do owe Spain an apology. I ain't gonna lie, or not me, but like I'll say the masses in general owe Spain an apology. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.